Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Elliot Butcher for a modern deck tech. He's running Abzan Company, as you can see from the title. It's a pretty interesting deck, similar to Melira Pod type
Good
thing,
old Illyria
um,
pod.
but Pod's banned. So,
Yeah, I was very sad at that fact. I can't tell you how sad I was when that got banned.
so first up, we've got take a look at his deck list here really quick. You can see there we've got some of the normal Pod type things. We've got Viscera Seer, as a sack outlet instead of pod, of course. Melira and Afenza to keep your persist creatures alive.
Yep.
Um, Melira herself to keep persist creatures alive.
Yeah, and
Uh,
Offensa does it too with her bolster.
yeah, and Afenza as well. And then stuff to keep you alive until you can combo out and kill.
Yep.
So
Also,
um,
things to keep my dudes alive.
there you go.
That's what I'm most worried about.
Four quarter calling to just go straight to what you need. Four
Mm-hmm.
collected company to,
Yep.
look at the top six. I mean, can't beat that.
Nope.
And basic lands here: Windswept Heath, Catacombs, a couple townships. There we go. So, first up, Melira. Uh,
Yeah.
we know her, we love her.
Oh
Two
God,
drop,
yes.
no -1 counters. Keep those persist creatures out. She's a great dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and with like Noble Hierarch, she's still a decent attacker. Like with the 3/3, it's not too bad for 2 mana. So, but
Not bad at all.
yeah,
So, um, of course, I mean, we all know Melira. She
yeah,
keeps everyone alive and does things. So,
gotta
uh,
love Malira.
let's look at the other activator for this persist combo, Anafinza.
Yes.
Ana-
And
oh,
and a and
there we go.
offense is a
Wrong
little
card.
bit harder to understand because with the bolster, because like when they persist, they get a -1/-1. So, and all the persist creatures will end up having a toughness of 1. So everything else in the deck has at least 1 or higher. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna target the persist instead of whatever else. So you can just keep doing that.
And of course, I don't know how many players know this or really pay attention to it. The +1/+1 counters actually cancel out the -1/1
Yes,
counters.
yes, they do.
So there are no counters on the creature
Hmm.
then when it comes back in,
Yes,
if Anafinza is triggering on them to
yes. The
keep them alive.
another cool thing is if you have both Malira and Anafenza out when you activate the combo, you can actually have infinite damage that way too, because you can give them infinite +1/+1 counters.
Okay,
Yeah, because like you bring it back with Malira, since they don't get a -1/-1, you can just keep distributing +1/+1 counters between everything. So
there you go.
yeah,
Until the
until everything is unkillable,
Yeah, well, at least
essentially.
until the persist creature is because they'll lose the counters when they die, right?
Yes,
So until everything's bigger than the persist creature, rather.
yes, yes. But everything else will be essentially infinitely big.
Yeah. All right. So we've got Anafenza and Melira, and their interactions together are pretty interesting.
Hmm.
Let's talk about your combo piece here. The Saraseer. This is your big sack outlet.
Yes,
So
yeah.
is this your only sack outlet in the deck?
I do have two Viserys in the deck, but he is currently the only one. It's a little bit easier to get for like Court of Calling since you only need 4 mana
Yeah.
to get. But it's very simple. Like you can like look through your entire deck with it. It just to find the last piece you need sometimes. Like say if you just have like one of the persist creatures is Kitchen Finks, where with the combo between Viserys, Malira, and Kitchen Finks, you can gain infinite life because you can just keep sacking Kitchen Finks and then look through your entire deck and find what you need to kill your opponent. And that spicy little meatball is Murderous Redcap. I like that guy.
All right. So let's look at Kitchen Finks real quick before we look
Hmm.
at the red cap. Kitchen Finks course, pretty good standard
Yeah,
staple here. Um, Enters the
he's
field, gain 2 life. You sack it. It comes in 2 life. Sack it, comes back 2 life.
2 life. Yep.
But with Melira, uh, no -1 counters on it, so
Nope.
you can just
Yeah.
keep doing that over and over again. Gain life, using the Cereseer to scry to the bottom, like you said,
Yep.
and then we find your. Is this your only win con in this deck?
Well, I mean, usually a lot of decks can't beat infinite life, so a lot of people just concede to that
Yeah,
because more than likely, Murderous Red Cat, like I've scried that to the top, or some way to find Murderous Red
yeah.
Cat, so they know that's coming next.
So again, Murderous Redcap, another persist creature, deals damage equal to its power.
Hmm.
So every time it comes in with persist and the counter's removed, you'll be doing two
Yes, it'll
damage
be
to a
two
player,
damage every single time.
and there's 20 life, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Just
or more if
10.
they have more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go for infinite,
Yeah,
just like with kitchen finks.
yeah. So um, Murderous Redcap, Kitchen Finks, great creatures. Let's look at some of the things, some of the ways you're getting bodies out.
Yeah,
So
go
um,
find them.
we've got Collected Company.
Yes.
This is a relatively new card, and it's
Hmm.
found its way to modern.
Oh
Um,
yes, it's a very powerful card. Like I've been playing it for a while. Like I played it in Naya Company, which has Knight of the Reliquary and Wild Nacatl and Tarmogoyf in it, and just
yeah, hits a lot of targets in
yes.
modern and
Hmm.
instant speed. Look at the top
Instant
six. I
speed.
mean, like you can't. This card is ridiculous. Like
Yes, it's like, oh, you wipe my board. Okay, I'm just gonna refill it real quick for at the
end
end
of
of your
your turn, you
turn.
can't do
Yeah.
anything. So or before combat,
Yep.
bringing those
Before, yeah,
blockers. So
or like your opponent's attacking, and it's like, okay, company, block your dudes.
there you go. Collected Company, an amazing card, and it's found a good home in a lot of decks. So,
Hmm.
Quarter Calling, your other way to pull out your win cons, whatever you
Yes.
need. 4 mana
Yes.
gets you a Vasira Seer at any time.
Yep. 4 mana for Viserys here. Like the convoke is probably the best part. Being able to tap your creatures for mana easily just makes it so good. Especially when I have Wall of Roots out,
Hmm.
which is a 0/5, and I can put a -0/-1 counter on it for green mana. Tapping that for 2 mana for Cord is just invaluable.
Let's pull
Yeah.
out let's Wall of Roots here. Talk about this for a
Yes.
sec. So this is a great card, especially in your deck where you can't
Hmm.
put -1/-1 counters on things because of Malira. So,
Yes. But
or it's an 0/1 counter
yes,
rather.
it's a -0/-1.
Yeah, that's correct. I apologize.
It
So
makes things very difficult when you have Gavany Township. Because you just start activating Gavany Township, and it's like, oh, I have to have 2 counters on this thing instead of just one.
yeah, we okay. Yeah, because it's a
It's
-0/-1 counter and then
and a
a
+1
plus one
plus
plus one
one.
counter.
Yeah.
So, but you can still keep it alive, get a lot of
Hmm.
mana out of it. I mean, 2
Oh
mana
yes.
to add, you know, 4 or 5 mana if you want to just kill it.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
I think that's a loss some people will take. Yeah.
I've definitely like got him down to like an 0/1 before easily, but that's just he just generates me so much mana so
Well, I
many
mean,
other
just
times
by itself,
because
you can go to 0/1,
yeah.
get 4 mana, and then tap it for Convoke for
Well, you can only
Cord.
activate it once per turn.
Oh, it's only once per turn.
Yeah, but you can activate it during either player's turn
Well,
at least
it's a good
once.
thing you're the one playing the deck and not me because I apparently don't know all the cards.
Ah.
I'm starting to dip my toes into modern, but I haven't quite made that leap yet. So, but let's take a look here at your lands. Again, a pretty basic package for
Mhm.
uh, this kind of deck. The
Yeah.
Windswept Heaths, of course, getting you whatever you need. Some Verdant Catacombs in there. Townships, of course, to put some 1/1 counters on
1/1
things.
counters. Yep. Like when I just have a huge board of dudes and I just can't find the combo. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna make a bunch of these little guys into big dudes. Like there's one time I've gotten several birds up to, like birds of paradise up to 4/5s.
Yeah, and of course you're only running 23 lands. That's a few less lands than people normally run. But you do have the birds and you do have the
Yes.
wall.
Yes.
Uh,
I have plenty of mana.
so I think we'll move on and we'll talk about the sideboard here.
Okay.
So I see some removal packages here, some anti-red stuff. The Burnt and Forge Tender, Path
Yes.
to Exile give you that target spot removal.
Mhm.
Um, you can kind of play a little controlly with Stony Silence.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely need that against like the new decks since Sword of the Meek got unbanned.
oh yeah, that happened.
Mhm.
I feel terrible because I actually ended up selling my swords like 2 weeks before the unban. So
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. That's also what Kataki's for too, since they have to pay 1 mana for every artifact. So if you
yeah.
got a bunch of Thopters, you got to pay 1 mana for all of them. So
So Stony Silence, a great sideboard card. If you're running white, this is
yep,
probably one you want to see in your deck
yep.
somewhere. Um,
I don't think of there's a white deck out there that's not running Stony Silence right now.
I actually in my budget modern deck I do have it. So Sin Collector. This is a pretty interesting card to me.
Hmm.
Um, take a look at this here. There it goes.
Yeah. Kind of like a thought seize, but it's only for instants and sorceries. But usually that's all I need to find because usually like if I'm casting a sin collector, I'm wanting to find something to like get a counter or something out of someone's hand so I can just go for combo
Yeah, there you
that
go.
turn. So
I don't actually see this played all that much around our
yeah,
store, but
it's definitely fallen to the wayside. It's mostly you haven't seen it a lot recently because there really haven't been any blue decks
that is a good
up
point.
until now because like with the unbanning of ancestral visions and sword of the meek, like blue's just running rampant now.
Uh,
It's all over the place.
Everywhere, blue.
Hmm.
And then we finish off, Voice of Resurgent, Abrupt Decay. You know,
Oh
uh, I feel like these are some pretty good sideboard choices. And then
yeah,
just one Reclamation Sage. Let's get rid of the
yeah. I
enchantments.
mean, I do have plenty of other like uh artifact removal. So reclamation stage is mostly just going to be for enchantments, and so will like abrupt decays are also for uh other kinds of like other removal, like to remove like other things. Because usually like a lot of enchantments and other cards that I'm like worried about like getting rid of my dudes
Hmm.
usually are maybe are three or less.
Yeah, a lot of the key artifacts that you're looking to get rid of, um, non-land permanents, of course.
Yeah, are
Artifacts, you know, they are three or less in modern. So,
exactly.
but here's Kataki. I don't know if a lot of people have seen this card or used this card.
He's
Uh,
a powerhouse, especially against like affinity. Mm-mm.
he's costed like a bear,
Yeah,
but makes you sack your artifacts unless you pay one.
unless you pay one.
That's a good strong piece of tech there. So
Hmm.
all in all, this looks like a really strong deck, and I wish you luck
Thank you.
playing it. So uh, we're gonna wrap this up here, and we'll be back with some more magic. Thank you very much,
You're
Elliot.
very welcome.
All right.